Shout out to Deathwater in the chat for submitting this topic to the Discord server. I saw this and thought it would be an interesting topic to take a look at because I did see some people on Twitter talking about this situation. Apparently there was a situation where an 11-year-old boy called someone an NPC, and that resulted in this 11-year-old boy being stabbed. Like, holy shit. This is much like the situation we just talked about. How do you get a situation to progress from, you know, here to now we got an 11-year-old kid getting stabbed? Like, it's so bizarre to me. So anyway, let's go ahead and let's take a look at this.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is I.
The video in question is stabbing an 11-year-old for saying NPC. Here we go, chat.
Doctor, professor, philanthropist, gynecologist, veterinarian, cafeteria lady with the big double D.
Gynecologist, eh, Leon? Gynecologist, huh?
Do I make you horny, baby?
Okay.
Titties that serves you that slop on Mondays, professional dog walker on Wednesdays, McDonald's protester, Burger King expertise, onion ring connoisseur, dildo extraordinaire, and the first sexy
dildo extraordinaire, hey?
Stop being horny.
Sounds like you're just a slut.
My accusation is that you are a slut.
I'm kidding!
black transphobic wizard in the Hogwarts universe, according to Twitter, back again to teach you all how to not be stupid in life and on social media. And today's class is for my older people in the background, the people who are of the ages of 18 to, let's say, 45, because by now you should understand that life is like a box of chocolates. It's sweet, it's savory, but once you bite into it, you got a bunch of goo dripping from your face because that chocolate was not as good as you thought it was. I understand that
Leon's talking about goo dripping from people's faces. I don't know if you was eating chocolate, Leon. You might have been sucking dick.
Let's celebrate and suck some dick.
Just saying, bro.
We live in a world where people don't agree with one another. And I'm not going to bore you by saying we should all talk to one another. We should all understand. Fuck that noise. I'm here to tell you there are going to be people who will disagree. There are going to be people who don't like what you're saying. And guess what? There's really nothing you could do except move along. If you can't convince them to understand that you have a different opinion, move along. Don't try to argue. Don't try to fight. It's pointless to get in constant battles online to try to get people to agree with you. They either are or they aren't. Such is love, such is life. Shrek is love, Shrek is life. But guess what? There are some people who want to go above and
Ruin Leon in the chat says, hold on, let me copyright strike this live stream. It's time to call in the cringeatary community to save me from the evil copyright abuser.
Oh shit!
and beyond when they disagree with you. They'll insult you, try to make you feel bad. And I want you all to remember something. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me. AKA, people could say whatever they want. It will not and will never compare to somebody throwing a rock at the side of your head. You have some people who like to say woke, like to say transphobic, like to say racist, like to say SJW, like to say right wing.
I've said this before and I'll say it again. The term woke was cringe from the fucking start. It's obviously even worse now because the term gets like crazy overused, but I was one of those people that I never thought saying woke, calling something woke was cool to begin with. I've always thought that term sounded cringy as fuck to me, but hey, maybe that's just me.
Winger, like to say left winger, like to say Trump supporter. All these are insults to people based on what they're saying and who disagrees with them. But today we're going to focus on one terminology, NPC, non-playable character, because you have a grown adult, somebody who is
Do people even still use the term NPC? My understanding is NPC was supposed to be a replacement for social justice warrior, which, why were we replacing social justice warrior? I thought that got the point across pretty well. I didn't think there was a need to replace it, and it's not as cringy as calling someone woke. But like, my understanding was that NPC was supposed to be a replacement for social justice warrior, and that like term came and went. Who the fuck still says NPC? Granted, using the term NPC isn't justification for a kid getting stabbed, but still, really, who still uses the term NPC? Jesus.
5 years older than me. I'm 23 years old. Shocker, because I sound like all your dads. And they interact with 11-year-olds, children, people who are learning the world right now, a few years from going through that stage of puberty. And
Tyler Shepard in the chat said we're all woke because we're all out of bed. Fair. I'll tell you this much, though. I had a really hard time dragging my fat ass out of bed this morning. Like, I did not want to wake up whatsoever. But I'm glad I did, because I got myself this nice, fresh fucking haircut. And to the ladies in the chat, with my nice, fresh, good-looking haircut, I have to ask you the question.
Do I make you horny, baby?
Do I? Do I? Don't answer that.
they interact with them because the 11-year-old decided to call someone an NPC. And you would think, if you're interacting with an 11-year-old out in public and they call you an NPC, you would...
Isaac in the chat says, video games use NPC, tipster. I know that. I know that NPC is still a term for video games, but like, we're not talking about video games, all right? We're not talking about the context in which you're referring to non-playable characters in video games. Do I look stupid to you? Don't answer that.
A, ignore them. B, continue with your day. C, not even pay attention to them. But this individual decided to go with D, stab them.
All new tonight, a video game insult leads to an horrific act of violence against children. Two boys chased into a Dollar Tree in Mill Creek by a grown man. One of them stabbed as the other watched helplessly just a few feet away.
Bro, so like he called... The kids called this guy an NPC, and he chased them into the fucking Dollar Tree and stabbed one of them? What kind of shit is this?
Tonight we're hearing from them for the first time.
The boys and their mother spoke to Fox 13's Nia Wong. She joins us live from the newsroom tonight. So Nia, how are they doing?
These young boys are alive, but understandably very shaken. One of them is recovering from stab wounds that nearly took his life. Both victims are trying to heal from the trauma of what they survived together.
Shanae Roughton describes watching her 11-year-old son cling to life from the ICU as a wake-up call.
He had oxygen, hands all bloody. They had just given him a...
Dude, like, in what world is, like, the response to being called a name that you dislike? Stab that motherfucker. Especially when the person you're stabbing is a fucking child. What? What the fuck is happening? I don't know, Willie.
A unit of blood because he lost blood. He was then considered trauma 1 because each stab wound got 1 in his lung and 1 in his liver.
After 3 days in the hospital and a 30-hour watch, Roughton was able to take her son home. As the single mother juggles her job, her family, and treating her son's stab wounds multiple times a day, she says she is still sad and upset.
Ruin Leon says that this happens in America, tipsters. No fucking shit. God damn. Fucking kid called dude an NPC and he stabbed him. Damn near took an 11-year-old boy's life. Or this guy's got to be mentally unhinged, right? Is that what's going on here? Is this like a crazy person? Because dude, I don't care what an 11-year-old boy does to you. I don't think there's any justification for stabbing an 11-year-old boy. What the fuck?
What the heck gives you the audacity to chase my kid and harm him and almost kill him?
Nearly 2 weeks ago, her son and his 13-year-old friend Johnny were hanging out about half a mile away from home when they encountered a man in the Thomas Lake shopping area.
He was at the crosswalk and we're on the hill of the dollar store. And then we yelled NPC, and then he jaywalked across the street and then started chasing us to the dollar store.
NPC.
So they yelled NPC at him and he chased them and eventually stabbed one of them.
Stands for non-playable character. It's a game character that isn't controlled by the player and is a term that's sometimes used as an insult. Fedorov says he didn't think the man was going to react.
I was like, oh, he's not going to do anything. He's just trying to scare us. We're going to be fine.
So essentially, like, these kids were trolling, and in response, one of them got stabbed.
We do a little trolling. It's called we do a little trolling.
Holy fucking shit.
And if we just ran into the dollar store, that's what I thought.
Carl Jobs in the chat says, guy sounds like a real NPC. True!
Look here! Look, listen!
stabbed. When I saw him pull out the knife, I realized it wasn't a joke.
Fedorov says he was just feet away when the man stabbed his 11-year-old friend. It's still difficult for him to share more on that day, though not physically hurt. His mother, concerned for how this will affect him down the road.
I talked to him and, how...
I mean, yeah, this is like another, like, just like the situation we just talked about. This is a traumatic situation that is going to have, like, a literal impact on this kid's psyche. Like, just imagine being in that situation. Like, you guys made a dumb comment at some random dude, and now you're watching your fucking friend damn near get stabbed to death. Like, that sort of thing really fucks with your head, you know?
You're feeling he's like, I'm fine. I don't know if it's too early, I don't know if he's gonna have aftershock, but yeah, I keep watching him very closely.
Both Julia and Shanae tell us they moved their families to Mill Creek because they thought this town was safe.
After this incident, I'm like, what do I do now? Where do I move my kids?
Bro, imagine moving your kids to a town that you thought would be safe for them to grow up in, and then like your kid comes home to tell you, yeah, I just watched my friend damn near get stabbed to death. Holy shit. I mean, granted, violent crimes can happen anywhere. Even like if you go to like the city or state or whatever that has like the lowest possible fucking crime rate in the country, bad things can happen anywhere. But like, holy shit, imagine how like fucked up you must be. Like, we literally moved here because we thought it was safe and our kid's life was put in fucking danger. God damn.
After what happened, it's not safe here anymore.
Both mothers say they're keeping an even closer eye on their kids and keeping close watch on their surroundings.
We got druggies, homelessness, like it's migrating this way. So I don't feel like we're safe anywhere at this point.
Shanae says her son will see a surgeon in another week.
Dude, you don't go to the Dollar Tree to get stabbed. You go to the Dollar Tree to get cheap candy and like old ass DVDs that nobody else wants to fucking buy. Like, holy shit.
She set up a GoFundMe page to help him as he recovers. As for the man who allegedly attacked these boys, 29-year-old Joshua David Pence was arrested and taken to Snohomish County Jail. He's charged with 2 counts of assault with a weapon, and his bail set at $500,000.
I can't even be in a situation where I could potentially play devil's advocate because you're a grown adult.
Dude, it's so true. Like, there's no scenario whatsoever that you can play out in your mind to make this like, oh yeah, this makes sense. It's an adult against an 11-year-old kid, stabbing an 11-year-old kid because they got called a fucking NPC. What the fuck?
Responding to being called an NPC by stabbing a literal child who doesn't know the facets of the real world. All they know is school, Fortnite, going to sleep, and Cheez-Its. They don't know anything outside of that. You made your...
Yo, no cap. Now I got a serious craving for fucking Cheez-Its. Leon, Ruin Leon, whose video we're watching right now, and it happens to be in my chat. Does it look like my fat fucking ass needs Cheez-Its right now? Did you have to say that? I kid you not. After this stream, I'm going to my local convenience store and I'm buying myself some fucking Cheez-Its. You think I'm playing, but I'm not. Because that motherfucker sound good right now.
Self a prime fool of the year nominee, because instead of just ignoring children, instead of ignoring random insults that people spew on the internet, you decided today's...
Okay, I know we're talking about a kid who just got shot over calling someone an NPC, but the important question has to be asked right now. White cheddar Cheez-Its or the normal cheddar? Vote in the chat, folks. I have to know. By the way, I like both, but if I had to choose one, probably white cheddar, because I love white cheddar everything. White cheddar anything is fucking banger. Don't at me. Seriously.
The day I'm gonna pay the world back for all the pain I've suffered by stabbing a child. And you know, here's the part where I make the joke, because Big Tyrone, he's a criminal, he's in jail for a long time, and he's gonna stay there for a long time. But the one thing we can all agree about Big Tyrone is that he makes sure, even though he's a criminal, he would never harm a child. And if anyone steps into his cell that has harmed a child, he's going to harm them so tightly in the butthole. So, grown adult.
Oh my God. What the fuck, Leon?
Hand jobs all around.
Jesus.
Decided it was a good idea to stab a child, you are going to have the time of your life. And the only thing I can tell you is you better not drop the soap, because Big Tyrone likes it all slippery. And for my class, it's very simple. This world is filled with people. You're never going to be able to get rid of the ones you don't like. Deal with it. Boo-hoo. You can't do it. They're going to exist whether you like it or not. They're going to insult you whether you like it or not. Either you could go the route of talking to them and hoping it works, or you could ignore
Yeah,
it.
guys, I had no idea that, like, I can just go around, like, whenever somebody insults me and just start stabbing motherfucker. So to all you fucking internet trolls out there that show up in my fucking chat and you show up here to call me fat, remember that the next time you end up with a knife in your fucking back. I'm kidding! I'm fucking kidding. I was only joking.
Because no matter what, they're going to exist. And if you decide to ignore them, cool. If you think it's a good idea to start stabbing people that disagree with you,
Starlit Horror in the chat says, Tipster, stab me, Poppy. What the fuck kind of kinks are you into?
Stop being horny.
My accusation is that you are a slut.
Get some help. Jesus.
go to hell and go to jail. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see y'all in the next one. All this talk about NPCs got me feeling like I want to stream some video games. So I'm going to go do that over on Twitch. You're welcome to follow me if you so choose. Bye.
Okay, so shout out to Ruin Leon, friend of the channel. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't understand, like, how you come to the conclusion that, like, someone calling you an NPC results in you having the freedom to fucking stab them. Never mind the fact that it was a kid. Let's just say that this was two adults, right? One adult calling another adult an NPC. Even in that situation, there is no justification whatsoever for stabbing a motherfucker over being called an NPC. But if it wasn't bad enough, this grown-ass man stabbed a child. Stabbed a fucking child over being called an NPC. Get some fucking help, because clearly your head ain't right. God damn. Carl Jobs, when this guy said don't stab people, I felt that. This is really deep and insightful advice. True! Just do us all a favor. Just don't stab people, alright? Just stop stabbing people. Holy shit.